for the coupon in Sunday's newspapers.
Well, he's here, and we're going to be talking with him momentarily. Paul Revere and the Raiders from Classic KZOK. Paul Revere and the Raiders from Classic KZOK. Dan Holliday with you this morning, and we are just honored as heck to have with us Mr. Paul Revere in the studio this morning. How are you?
Hey, Dan, you got me out of bed way too early, and you haven't even offered me coffee yet. I'm upset. All you do is talk fast, play rock and roll, and you don't give me no coffee. I need coffee. I got to catch up with you. This guy's a wild man.
I know. I want to tell the folks why you're here today. And
why am I here?
Well,
Dan?
You're here because of the 18th annual Budweiser Autorama Motorsports Expo, and it's at the Coliseum.
That's true.
And it's on today and tomorrow.
I love it. I'm telling you, old cars and old rock and roll, nothing will bring you back memories like that, you know? And so we've been doing a number of these. Every year we do a few of them. And Seattle, I think we did like 3 years ago. And it was great fun. Last night we did a show at 8 o'clock. Today we do one at 3 in the afternoon for those people who can handle rock and roll in daylight.
Who are up there.
And then we do another one like at 8:30 tonight.
Right.
And then tomorrow, Sunday, we do another one at 3 in the afternoon. So it's a great way to spend a day. Bring out the family. If you got kids, bring them kids out there. If they're under 6, I think it's free. If they're under 12, I think it's only $2 or something like that.
All right.
And there's a monkey car there. Scratch your name on the side of that monkey car. Do me a favor. Scratch your name on the side of the monkey car with a nail. I want them to know that it's been in Paul Revere country, okay?
Revere has been here.
That's right. So it's fun. It's rock and roll.
You are kind of a legend in my mind, anyway, because
I'm a legend in my own mind.
Legend in my own mind, because you work so much. You
work all the time.
We were talking earlier.
God, I got so many wives to support.
300 dates a year.
Oh yeah, keep it going. Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. For the last 6 years, it's just been growing and growing and growing. The 60s had like a resurgence. It started bubbling under about 5 years ago. When the 50s thing was really hot, I refused to give in. I was still playing 60s, and
right.
Finally the 60s thing has come around now. And but we've been doing great all along. We've been playing in the wintertime. We do a lot of play places where our grown-up fans go on vacation, like Las Vegas and Tahoe and Reno and Atlantic City, and we do places like that in the wintertime. And then in the summertime, we go out and play the state fairs and amusement parks and an occasional car show in the winter. But there's a lot of people out there that like that old rock and roll, and I'm finding out that there's a lot of young kids that couldn't possibly have been alive when we were rocking,
right? Who
are aware of our stuff thanks to radio stations like yourself here that play the old stuff, and these kids listen to it because that's good vintage rock.
Well, it's classic rock and roll.
That's the word, classic rock and roll.
But you can play that for anybody, and it's great. I mean, they will appreciate it. But when you and I were young kids, you couldn't do that because you couldn't get off on Guy Mitchell or Patty Page, or but today they can go back 10 years and.
God, he's right. Patty Page, Guy Mitchell, Mitch Miller. Those were the heavy rockers from our era. Yes.
I have 2 quick questions that a friend of mine wants me to ask of you.
Okay.
Where was the live part of In the Beginning recorded?
The live part of In the Beginning. Okay. All right. It was recorded. We had a party, and it was, believe it or not, it was in a studio. It was on Sunset Boulevard, the Columbia Recording Studios there. They had these giant studios that they used to have radio shows in the old days, and they used to have live radio. You know, the Blondie and Dagwood show or whatever.
Right, sure.
Anyway, so they had some of these large studios, and it was right on Sunset Boulevard where all the freaks were running up and down the streets. So we just sent our roadies out on the street to start yelling at people to bring them in, and had them set some tables up in there, and we just set it up. We set up a stage. We just built a club in one day. We just put a club together in this big studio. Took the freaks off the street, anybody
right.
we could find. Just, hey, you want to come in and rock? Come on in. And gave them some wine and some beer, and we did the live show. And what you hear is what it was.
All right.
One take. There was no overdubs.
No dub.
This was a cheap album.
Give me one insight, personal insight behind the song "Just Like Me." That's what we're going to play. So give me something that the listeners can say, "Oh, I heard that from Paul Revere."
Yes. Okay. Well, I think all I can say is that in the Louie days, right? Songs shouldn't have more than 3 chords.
That's right.
Because it could make you walk with a limp. It could screw up your brain forever if you had more than 3 chords.
Right.
So we looked for songs with 3 chords. Songs that were similar to Louie Louie.
Right.
This is similar.